All right, thanks for coming back. In this next video for the Alaska Statewide Special Education Conference for progress monitoring using Google Apps for Education tools will reside right here in this spot when we have that put together. But right now in this program, what we're going to, or at the workshop, what we are doing is we're jumping in and starting to use Google Forms. This video is for your reference so that you can come back to it. There are a couple of important things with Google Forms. And this is why I think the most important technological tool when creating a form is a paper and pencil. I personally prefer a whiteboard and marker, and I just go ahead and erase my whiteboard in my classroom. And I just start mapping things out. And I kind of pre-design the form. I pre-identify what questions I want to have, and I pre-identify if there are any special formatting things that I want to do, such as within forms, it's possible to build a question that will take you to another page and bring you back. And so you can have those sorts of movement within forms. And we can cover that in a later video. So you got to plan it out and how you want it to work. And there are a couple of parts about forms that I want to illustrate as to why that is what you want to do. So I'm going to click, I have this tab open. This is our participant survey as it is right now, and nobody has responded yet because we haven't done the course yet. But I have this question, it says, please tell me your first name. But what if I don't want that to be the first question, and I want to add a question in top there. So I'm going to put a question in top. It says, how much would could a woodchuck chuck? And option 1 is going to be A, and then B, and then C. All right, so there's our question. And I just went ahead and I inserted that question in here. Well, the associated spreadsheet over here, see it at the top of the screen, I can click on that. And here's the spreadsheet for these responses. And there haven't been any responses yet. Google automatically creates the first column as a timestamp that loads the time the responses were put into the form. And then the first question here is, please tell me your first name. Well, we went ahead and moved that down to the second question over here, and it's no longer the first question. What Google Forms has done is they've created a column back here, another column, that is our first question. And so even though in Google Forms you can click and drag the orders of the questions around, it doesn't actually change the order of the questions on your spreadsheet. So if it's important to you to have the questions come in a certain order on the spreadsheet, then it's very important to have planned out your Google Forms so that the orders cut, so that the columns come in an appropriate order. Now there is a way to fix this. If you say, oops, I made a mistake, I left out a very important column, and I do that all the time. And we'll go back to the form. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to responses, and here it says it is accepting responses. Here I can view the sheet, but I can go over here to these buttons and I can say unlink form. It comes up with this warning box that says, you sure you want to unlink the form? And I can say, yes, unlink this form. Now that's created a small problem here. Let me open up Drive. In that when I link the next form, let me go over here and say select response destination. It's going to create a new spreadsheet. It's going to give it the same name. I could start naming these things like ASA participant survey 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit create. And it's linking to the new spreadsheet. It's spreadsheet linked. And I go back over here. Is this it? Oh. Turn. What did I call it? refresh. Come on, Drive. Come on, Drive. Let's do it. There it is. Okay, so here's the two forms. I had to refresh. And I open up, I don't know which form is which now. Oh, but here it is. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Because I unlinked and then relinked, it's in here. And it's in the order that I wanted it to be in. So now what if I decide I don't want that? Well, then I have to go back and unlink and relink those forms. The whole point of this little exercise is to show you that you should grab a pencil and paper, plan out your questions, plan out your forms, and if, because it saves you time from making a mistake, if you do make a mistake, there is a way to fix it, but it's a fair amount of work. And I think that's it. So as we go through here, questions, what I want us to do is to go ahead and consider making a form. And you can make this for your real purposes at work, or you can start to make something fun. But try different questions, and let's try to see what data they produce, so that we can have something to work through for this workshop. That is it. Thank you very much, and we'll keep going.